I want you all to pay attention because whatever is happening here can easily happen to you. This student will only score 5. The level of writing is very good. And again, if you think that you write like this and you should score more, think again. And if you're showing your writings like these to your friends and they'll say, well, this is pretty good, good words and everything, you'll be surprised and shocked what you get in the exam. So stick till the end of this video because there are multiple layers we'll go through. We'll talk about task response, grammar, and I'm going to look at this as an examiner. So I'm not just going to coach you today on this letter as a tutor and give you tips. I'm going to tell you as an examiner, what am I thinking? Okay. So I'm going to ignore some of the things, for example, just to save time. All right. Have a look at the question. I'm not going to read it. Just pause the video and look at the question and we'll move on. Okay. So the question is about the fitness training program. Now, on first glance, this looks pretty good. Look at the level of writing. This is by far an above average student, upper intermediate for sure. Why is this student scoring a 5 only? Well, first of all, let's get through grammar, because when we go through grammar, we'll dissect it. Everything will look very ugly very soon. Okay, so first, comma is missing. All right, mistake there. And you should leave a line here. If you're leaving lines consistently, you should leave that too. This wouldn't affect marks that much, but it is just one of those things that the examiner as a human being sees. It's just one of the things that can be an ick. And yeah, just you don't want to ruin the mood of the examiner. Okay, so space, and then the purpose of my writing, good use of my template. Good use of my template here as well. Unfortunately, nothing else was done properly. The purpose of my writing is to lodge complaint. My template says lodge a complaint, so you're missing a, and it should be the complaint with a T. Remember, complain with just the word complain is a verb. It's not a singular noun like complaint. About online fitness program, about the online fitness program. It's a specific program. You need your article. To lose, this is a common mistake. The correct spelling of lose is this. Loose is like your shoelace is loose. That would be like not tight. That is the mistake there, which I have brought. You haven't brought it, you have bought it because you're talking about a purchase, which proves unbeneficial. First of all, it already proved, it already happened, so proved unbeneficial. It's not a word. Proved useless for me. Useless to me. Well, if you say useless, it should be too. Okay, so first impression as an examiner, it's messy. Right here, you lose the 9 points. There's no way I'm going to give you 9 after this. Okay, too many grammar mistakes. As I've said before, you should not have more than 2 to 3 grammar mistakes if you want to get a 9. All right. To commence with, one of my friends, it should be S because it's one of the recommended this weight lose course. It's usually weight lost course, and even if it's lose, that's not the right spelling. And I wouldn't use this here. To commence with is something very important. To commence with, we're going to talk about the issues with your business model, for example, right? So commence with is something that is used with really important or advanced kind of sentences or topics. This is just one of my friends. It's so informal, and then you have formal wordings like to commence with. You can replace this by to begin with. All right. It's very nice to use to begin with because this is not just like firstly, or even worse is if you don't use any connector. Okay, so this is nice, but not commence. All right, lost course. Therefore, there is supposed to be a comma here or a comma, and a comma here. What is this? Okay, so she's missing both. And if you want more marks, here's a secret. Whenever you do connectors, put a semicolon, connector, and comma. When you do this in the middle of a sentence, you will get more marks this way. Okay? You can do this with however, moreover, whatever. Okay? I purchased online fitness course. This girl's articles are not good. I purchased an online fitness course from your official website on 1 September. It should be first, right? Not 1st September. It is a 2-month course. There's no punctuation here. There's no connector. I would put and, it's a 2-month course, and I would put a comma before and because this is a very long sentence. You should have a comma, and what I would do is make this into 2 sentences, okay? Because it's a very long sentence. I like it when it's complex, but it's super complex now, and it's not giving me any pause. Like I need to take a breath between the points. So I'm looking at this. All right, I'm saying that one of my friends recommended this. This is 1 point. That's why you purchase the course. Okay, that's another idea from the website, number 3. And 1st September, that's the date. That's the 4th point, and it's a 2-month course. This is the 5th point. 5 points in one sentence are way too much. Like you can do 3, but not these many. This is super complex, and you will lose marks. So you need a full stop somewhere here. It is a 2-month course. Yeah, it's okay. What I would prefer, guys, is you do this 2-month course. 2-month course, 3-day journey, 4-hour meal. These kinds of things with a hyphen make it more fancy because less people use them. All right, nice use of adverb. I'm gonna appreciate her where it needs to be appreciated. Considering above, that's also good. Actually, no, it's not. Here's the problem here. Considering the above, missing the article again. So this, if you have this issue, go online, practice articles. There are lots of article quizzes online, so do those. And the paragraphing is also good, right? So you got 5 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs in the body are for each of the bullet points. And then you have your intro and conclusion and my templates, which that's the only place where she's going to get marks. So, okay, appreciation done. Let's go back to dissecting this. And I'm highly disappointed with this course because it does not fulfill my requirement. And then you have to further, as in, like, this is a separate point. I mean, this, in terms of just task response, I know I'm doing grammar now. We'll get to task response in a sec. But in just terms of task response, I see this and I'm like, what is this sentence? You haven't provided any proper reasoning. Like you're disappointed because it doesn't fulfill your requirement. Give me more, like why and how. And if you're planning to do that later, then make this whole thing 1 sentence, not too many details, but at least link it some way. You have said to further explain. It's like you are going into a different direction and a different point. So this sentence is lacking. It's not enough. I read it and I feel there's something missing. It should have more, not just it didn't fulfill my requirement. All right, to further explain, this is a good connector though. I like the connector. This is a 2-month challenge course, which you already mentioned. So it's now repetitive, sorry. I'm probably tired right now. Repetitive. This course is a 2-month challenge course, which also doesn't make sense grammatically. It's a 2-month challenge. I mean, you would either say, yeah, remove course, because it's a 2-month challenge or a 2-month course. You already said course, so no need to repeat it. With guaranteed outcomes, even though there's no comma or anything here, even though I have completed this course with all the terms and conditions but got no results. This should really be a new sentence. Like, I'm going to put a full stop here. Full stop. All right, even though, and there's 2 points. This is a good complex sentence if you start it properly, because you have this point, even though I've completed this course with all the terms and conditions, then you put a comma, but I got no results. So it's complex because it's even though and then something else. Don't say but. When you say even though, you don't need to say but. All right. It's basic to just say got no results at all. I would replace it with but. Okay, terms and conditions, but well, even though I did this, none of my skills saw any significant enhancement. Instead of improvement, I'm going to say enhancement because I want to say better, use better vocab, significant adjective. Whenever I can use adjectives, I will. It'll give me my range of vocab. All right, so considering the above, I'm pleading you to either provide me new course, again, missing article, a new course with committed results, or refund. Now, when you have or, you should do commas, same thing with and, if you're connecting 2 different points. This is a completely different point, this is a completely different point. So if it's an or and are in the middle, you put a comma, like I did here and here. So I'll refund my full fee so that I can opt for, you always opt for stuff, guys, opt for alternative options for better outcomes. If it's 1, it should be an alternative option. If it's multiple, alternative options, okay? And so that whenever you say so, you should use a comma before so, okay? So comma before so. It's just a connector, and it's basic. I would have replaced this with hence or something. All right. Okay, I removed the name of the student, but it's finishing nicely, yours sincerely, and so on. All right, so lots of grammar mistakes, okay? But is this a good reason to give the student 5? Like, I mean, if you take all grammar marks away, first of all, nobody starts at 12. Everybody starts at 11. Examiners are not going to give you 12, right? That's why I say if you make 2 to 3 grammar mistakes, you can drop easily below a 9. In her case, I'm going to take all the 3 points away for grammar, so she is now at 8, okay? And I again talked about a few things, things that looked odd to me in terms of task response. For example, this one, it's a very incomplete sentence. It's not long enough. In terms of coherence and structure, this is a very, very long sentence. I couldn't understand all these. I can understand, but it's just too much info. I should have a breakdown, like full stop somewhere. And a very good strategy, guys, listen to this, all right? A very good strategy is make 2 sentences for each bullet point. So 1 bullet point, 2 sentences. Next bullet point, 2 sentences in the next paragraph, and so on. So basically, all your 3 body paragraphs should have 2 sentences. All right, that will make it easy to read. It'll give you marks for structure as well, because it's going to be clear what you're trying to say. Vocab, I'm already going to reduce some marks because I pointed out some places where she could have better vocab. All right. Again, the only places she'll get good marks in vocab are my templates. And now let's look at task response. This is where the other issue is happening. Mention when you enrolled. She did mention that she got she enrolled on the 1st of September. Okay, this is the place where she answered the question. Now let's see the words. It's 13 words, and let's see the whole amount. It's 37 words. Of course, I have added a few things, but it's obvious that her words are not even the majority of the body paragraph. The key for task response is majority of your words in the paragraph should be directly related to the question. So if you have 2 sentences and both sentences combined make 30 words in a body paragraph, and sentence 1 directly answers the question, sentence 2 is a little off the question, but you feel like you need to say it, okay. Sentence 1 should have 20 words, and sentence 2 should have 10 words. All right, the majority of the words should be directly answering your question. But you don't even have to think like that, okay? The way you can just answer or attempt this is make sure there are 2 sentences that talk about the question. There shouldn't be any background sentence, all right? So when you talk about dates, it's very easy. Look, I enrolled on the 1st of September because it's the winter season and I wanted to get in shape, full stop. All right, so that you have provided the reason why you wanted to enroll during this time frame. And then next, you can talk more about the date by saying, today it is the 1st of December. It's almost been October, November. It's almost been 3 months and I haven't seen any progress. So you are now following up from the date that, okay, now from that date, it's been 3 months. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is, I enrolled on the month of September because you were offering a 20% discount that I didn't see in other months. Okay, so yeah, you want to use one of those approaches to make sure everything here talks about when you enrolled. Okay, let's look at the next one. Now the question says, explain what was wrong with the program. You got to talk about what's wrong with the program, like the instructor was not qualified enough, or the ways they're mentioning these techniques are giving people injuries, or the program is outdated, there are new techniques now, and so on, right? She didn't say any of that here. It's all about, it does not fulfill my requirement, which I don't know how, right? And it's a 2-month challenge with guaranteed outcomes. That looks like a good thing, right? It's not negative. And she has completed the course but got no results. But I still don't know what's wrong with the course. This whole bullet point has not been answered. All task response marks are lost. Make a recommendation. Okay, has she done that? I'm pleading you to either provide me a new course or refund my fee. These are not recommendations. You want to recommend how to improve the course, all right? You should do these things to improve the course. Not mentioned. Again, you can just do 2 sentences to improve, like 2 sentences talking about your recommendations, how the course can be improved. So we lose marks on task response. We lose marks on coherence only in terms of the complexity like she has. For example, this one paragraph being very long in just one sentence, and the small things like here when you don't have connectors with so, when you don't have connectors here, not only are you losing marks for grammar, you're also losing marks for structure because you're making it hard for me, the examiner, to read. So you lose marks, again, structure, I talked about task response, grammar you have already seen, and vocab I suggested more things too. This is going to score a 5. If you write like this, you should be nervous, okay? Because this is not up to the mark that the examiner wants. And I'm going to make another video. We're going to talk about how to, like, what's the difference between a level 8 and 9. This is a level 5. A lot of people will look at it and say it's a level 9, but it's not. So we'll make a video about that. Please subscribe to get notification about that video. And if you want to know more details like these and get more feedback, sample feedback like the video I made here, there is a lot more detail and a guaranteed step-by-step way, a formula that I have included in my course, which is available for purchase. Link is in the description. It also comes with sample videos and reviews from actual students, which you can see and verify. And if you follow those steps mentioned in the course, a lot of them are similar to what I've explained, but the details that are there with the step-by-step guide, you will not end up, unfortunately, like the student who I'm sure is a pretty good person, but and probably tried hard because she submitted this for feedback. So I do appreciate your effort if you're watching this video, but don't make these mistakes, guys. Be careful, all right? You don't want to get into the trap of small minor mistakes that lead you to a very low score. All right, I hope this video helped. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk soon.